let's talk about this brawl in Montgomery. So we seen it. We all seen it. I'm gonna bring y'all to how I felt when I first seen it. And it was video footage that now has gone viral where you see someone who appears to be a dock worker, which I found out later he was actually like a co-captain on the ship or something like that. But he's on the dock and he's telling these people, white folk, that they need to move their boat. They had like a pontoon boat that was docked where the bigger boat needs to be. So he was telling them like, yo, y'all can't be there. Y'all got to move y'all boat. And white people being white people, like, yeah, like, nah, we ain't moving it. I don't know if they said them exact words, but they was not moving that boat. So what does this dock worker do? He took it upon himself. He started untying the boat. Like, y'all gonna get this boat up out of here. He's untying it. Now you see in the video, the owners of the boat, the family or whatever, coming one by one, and they're like an argument happening. The footage is so far away you can't hear what they're saying, but they're going back and forth. And I could only imagine him like, y'all gonna move that boat. Y'all gotta move it, blah, blah, blah. They saying whatever they saying. Next thing you know, one of the white people decides to attack my boy for no reason. Like, he literally ran up, and I don't know, it kind of looked like how a kangaroo would fight. He like ran and like jump kicked your boy, the dock worker. The dock worker took off his hat and tossed it up in the air. I don't know if that was a sign of like, well, I'm going to jail today, or if that was a sign of, well, I'm losing my job today, or if that was a sign of, well, I need all y'all black people to come help me out. I don't know what the sign was, but I understood it. When he threw that hat up collectively, if you black, you understood he was about to open up a can of whoop ass over there on that dock. And sure enough, he starts scrapping. It was one-on-one at first, but then here comes the other white people that was a part of the family, and they're essentially jumping my boy on the dock. And you got people yelling from the boat like, yo, get off him, help him. They so far away. You got people standing up on the pier who I was tight with that you could see in the background. And it only was like maybe one, maybe two that decided to come down to try to help. And everybody else just standing up there watching while your boy's getting jumped. And then you got who is now being deemed like a hero in our eyes, jumps off the boat, swims to the pier, because he's looking like, yo, like, what's going on? Like, nobody's going to help. He jumps off the boat. They're calling him Scuba Gooden Jr. They're calling him Aquaman. Like, it was, I loved that. I was able to see that. Like, your man's is only 16 years old, by the way. He jumped off that boat. Like, no fear. Like, somebody's got to do it, because I don't know what y'all thinking right now. Like, jumped off the boat and swam to help out. That shouts to him. Like, epic. His name is Aaron, by the way. Aaron, I think Robinson. I'm not sure. I can't remember his last name, but his first name is Aaron. And like I said, he's being praised right now for his actions. Jumped off the boat. First black man in history to jump off the boat, swim to a fight. But it doesn't stop there. It gets better, because as I'm getting tight that they're jumping your boy, once Aaron done dived in the water and went over there, I'm like, okay. But then once the boat, the big boat that Aaron jumped from, actually was able to dock, they got off that boat ready for all of the smoke. And they put hands, feet, and folding chairs on every white person on that dock who had parts to do with this situation. Because like y'all was wrong, super wrong for jumping the dock worker. Like how y'all that mad? And he's just doing his job. Like what in the privilege is going on here? I don't know if they thought because they was in Alabama and the history of what went on there at that very site. I don't know if it was like, I don't know what they thought it was, but they were in for a rude awakening. And collectively, we were just all like hype. I loved it just because, not that I'm like condoning the violence or anything, but it was so great to see the unity that my people displayed on the pier that day. And it's not like we just like recklessly started a brawl. This was self-defense, essentially, like helping your fellow man who was in distress and in need. Like, so I was hyped. I was ecstatic to see it. I couldn't stop watching it for like, I don't know how many days passed, and I was still watching this video just like, yo, my people. That's the energy I love. That's the energy we need more of. Don't start none, won't be none at the end of the day. And when it's time for the smoke, we all could collectively come together and help one another. And now the folding chair is like gonna be in the Smithsonian or something, like, cause it was a moment. Several arrests were made. Folding chair man had to turn himself into, unfortunately. But yeah, it was a moment. And all I'm gonna say is let that be a lesson. Keep your hands to yourself. White people. Don't start none, won't be none. Oh, by the way, my manager, my producer, Stacy, was just in my ear telling me about the fact that it was a Black man named Nathaniel Alexander that invented the folding chair, actually. And isn't it ironic? In 1911, he invented the folding chair, and then this folding chair has now become legendary. I could only help but laugh. Fast shouts to Nathaniel Alexander. It was your invention that let my boy come over there, and yo, he was wailing like whack-a-mole. Like he was really like doing a number. Reggie Ray. I found him. Reggie Ray is his name. Thank you, Reggie. Reggie Ray looked like he could be one of my cousins. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Thank you, Reggie. Free that man. And as far as I know, Reggie is the only Black person that was not wanted. It wasn't a warrant, but that the police was looking for, and they wanted him to turn himself in for, I don't know. Everybody else who was arrested, and they were the family who started it all to begin with, who threw the first punches. It was all of them. And they were charged. The initial guy who threw the first set of hands and feet like a kangaroo, Richard Roberts, he's facing 3rd-degree assault charges. It was the caucasity for me. Like, I really wonder what they was thinking. Like, I'm imagining there was some beer involved. Like, because what did you think was gonna happen when you randomly attacked this dude? And then your boy, your son, or whatever, nephew, whoever the other guy was, came over and y'all started jumping him. Like, I don't know. But I'm happy they got what was coming to them. And I'm happy we unified on that dock. That's all I'm gonna say.